February the 1st, 2025. The first month of 2025 passed without a sound. We keep on studying the best, Harvard, Western civilization, and William Liang are going to teach me. No, James Liang. Go ahead.
Today, I will be telling you guys about the challenges of nationalism and liberalism. Observers have frequently regarded the 19th century as the great age of ism. Throughout the Western world, secular ideologies began to take hold of the learned and popular imagination in opposition to the political and social status quo. These included nationalism, liberalism, republicanism, socialism, and communism. Earlier in this century, a noted historian called all such words trouble reading and usually thought obscuring terms. They are just that if one uses them as an excuse to avoid thinking, or if one fails to see the variety of options concealed beneath each of them. Nationalism proved to be the single most powerful European political ideology of the 19th and early 20th century. It has reasserted itself in present-day Europe as following the collapse of communist government in Eastern Europe and in the former Soviet Union. As a political outlook, nationalism was and is based on the relatively modern concept that a nation is composed of people who are joined together by the bonds of common language, customs, culture, and history, and who, because of those bonds, should be administered by the same government. That is to say, nationalists in the past and the present intended that political and ethnic boundaries should coincide. Political units had not been so defined or governed. Earlier in European history, the idea came into its own during the late 18th and the early 19th centuries. Opposition to the Vienna settlement, early 19th century nationalism directly opposed the principle upheld at the Congress of Vienna that legitimate monarchies or dynasties rather than ethnicity provide by basis for political unity. Nationalists naturally protested multinational states such as the Austrian and Russian empires. They also objected to the peoples of the same ethnic group, such as Germans and Italians dwelling in political units smaller than that of the ethnic nation. Consequently, nationalists challenged both the domestic and the international order of the Vienna settlement. Behind the concept of nationalism, usually, though not always, lay the idea of popular sovereignty, since the qualities of people rather than rulers determine national character, but this aspect of nationalism frequently led to confusion or conflict. Because of the presence of minorities within many territories where one national group has predominated, there have also existed significant minorities, ethnic enclaves, whom the majority has had every intention of governing with or without their consent. In some cases, a nationalistical conscious group would dominate in one section of a country, but people of the same ethnic in another region would not have nationalistic aspirations. The former might then attempt to impose their aspirations on the latter. The challenges of nationalism and liberalism still be with us to this day. Thank you for listening.